Padres fans, we're here to give you a 360 view and an all-access pass to your San Diego Padres. Here's what we have on deck for today's show. We catch a ride down to the ballpark with Padres catcher Austin Hedges. Plus, we follow the story of the traveling jersey. And we take you through the best plays from this past week in Padres baseball. All that and more now on this brand new episode of Padres POV presented by Nissan. Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of Padres POV. I'm your host Michelle Margot, and today we are coming to you from an amazing scenic lookout point right here at Cardiff State Beach, because sometimes you just need to get away from the daily grind and take a little road trip. This week, Padres catcher Austin Hedges takes his own road trip with us when we grab a ride down to the ballpark. Take a look. Hello.
Hey.
A little ride to the ballpark?
Let's do it.
First and foremost, how did you get into baseball?
I think my dad was a big fan. I just remember being a kid, like 3 years old, watching ball games with him, him taking me to the park, and just the enjoyment that I had playing ball with him at such a young age, I think definitely piqued my interest.
You're from San Juan Capistrano. Growing up, were you a Dodgers fan?
I was, but I think I was more of just a baseball fan in general. I think I just appreciated watching good baseball. We lived closer to Angel Stadium, actually, so we went to more Angel games. We used to go to a lot of college baseball games, actually. So just any chance just to go watch good baseball was definitely something that I liked to do as a kid.
Do you identify with San Diego? Because you moved here during the offseason, right?
Yeah, growing up in Orange County, obviously very close. The last few off seasons I've been working out here at Petco Park just because obviously any chance I can get to be at the big league ballpark is a great opportunity. So I thought coming into this off season, I've been renting here a lot. I was like, I'd like to make the investment in being here, and as long as the team sees the same thing, I'd like to be here as long as possible.
We've talked to so many of the pitchers that you've caught, and everyone loves throwing to you. But what does it mean to you knowing that your teammates talk about you like that?
That's the biggest honor I think I can receive. Just being a catcher, I think the most important thing is being on the same page as your pitchers, is earning their respect, having their, them trusting the fingers you're putting down, and that you really care about them. The thing that I take very seriously is their success. The fact that I care so much about how they're doing, hopefully they see that and it wills them to do even better, and that they know that the work that I'm putting in before games, after games, during games is for them. And I feel like their success is a direct result of my work. So when they do bad, it's like I take it really personally. Like I want nothing but the best for them. So the fact that any of them would say anything like that really, really means a lot to me.
Give people some context as to how much work you have to put in to do your job just defensively.
The first couple hours of my day are usually dedicated to the opposing team, their hitters. So kind of like when I get to the ballpark, usually that's the first thing I do. I go into the film room and just start studying whatever, obviously how they're doing in the season, how they're doing lately, how they match up against our pitcher, if they've ever faced our pitcher or not, watching similar guys face them. And I've learned a lot from Darren Balsley, our pitching coach. He's taught me almost everything I know from the game plan standpoint. So any chance I get to talk to him is very, very big for me. Obviously, being a catcher, that comes first. You still want to hit. There's a lot of studying when it comes to that too. But pitching wins ball games. So the work that I put in for them and against the opposing hitters is probably the most important part of my day.
Which hitters have been the hardest to set up game plans for with your pitchers?
Any of the guys that aren't afraid to take their walks are really, really tough. The guys that can do damage, can hit a home run, can use the whole field, and are not afraid to take their walks are the toughest guys. I think one of the biggest guys that stands out is Paul Goldschmidt. I feel like every time we face him, whether there's a runner in scoring position, whether there's nobody on, if you give in, you make a mistake, he might hit a homer. But if you pitch around him, he's not going to get himself out. He's going to take his walks, and that makes him extremely difficult to face.
How hard is it to separate the two? You talked about, catching is your number one priority. When you strike out to end the inning, and then
why do I got to strike out to end the
I'm sorry. I'm just, if you were to ever do that,
never. It's never happened.
You have to go back out there. You have to leave it on the field completely and go do your job to keep the team in the ballgame.
Yeah, I think that actually is the easiest part about catching. Every other position, they strike out or they have a bad at bat, like they're just going to go stand out there, and they may or may not affect the next inning. Like they may not get a ball. They're just standing out there thinking about their previous at bat, and they might not get a ball all game. If I'm playing center field, like you're not guaranteed to get a ball. But for me, the thing that keeps me going is I know I got to flip that switch immediately. And it's all about my guy on the mound. I got to know the game plan. I got to put the right fingers down. My at bat means nothing, and now I get to go focus. And I can affect the game, 150 times when I may go 0 for 4. But if I call 150 of the right pitches and we win by 1 run, that's huge. Where other positions can't really affect the game like a catcher can.
Make sure you stay tuned for part 2 when Austin Hedges tells us who on the team he looks up to the most. Plus, have you ever seen this jersey floating around the ballpark? We'll tell you where else it's been, coming up.
What this project shows is that there's people not just in San Diego, but all over the world who are just as passionate as any other fandom.
But first, it's time for your Friar Fun Fact. This week in Padres history, Nate Colbert became the first player since Stan Musial to record 5 home runs in a doubleheader on August 1st, 1972. He finished the day with 13 RBIs and 22 total bases as the Padres won both games against the Atlanta Braves. Back here on Padres POV presented by Nissan, I'm your host, Michelle Margot. We continue here along the historic South Coast Highway 101 at a beautiful scenic lookout point right off the road, which is a great place to stop while traveling on a road trip. Speaking of which, there's a Padres jersey that any Friar fan can take on one of their trips. Here's the story of the traveling jersey.
So how the jersey got started is back in 2011. Some of the guys on the blog decided just to try to do it as a little community project. They found this $25 batting practice jersey at FanFest at the garage sale, and they proposed it on the blog and asked if anyone would be interested in taking the jersey around and then writing about their experiences with it, and it's just gone from there.
I don't know how they picked this one, if there's like any significance, but I know he wasn't a significant player to the Padres franchise.
His name's Dave Statton, and yeah, he was just a random player, didn't really make that much of an impact. Like, most people haven't heard of him, and I think that kind of adds to the mystery of the whole project. This one's probably my favorite patch because it's the one that I put on there. When I took it to a Weezer concert, I made this as a headband and then I cut it up and put it on as a patch afterwards.
I have a Wrigley Field patch on there. I will add the Citi Field patch on there eventually, but it's definitely filling up a lot more.
I like this one right here because someone wanted to put a Los Angeles patch in the armpit of the jersey. They thought that's where it belonged.
So I brought it with me to New York and I wore it during the entire game, and at one point I was freezing. I wanted to put a jacket on, but we had that 1-run lead that Wednesday game, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't take it off in case it is the good luck for the game. And so I was cold, but we won, and it was a great game to attend. I had Mets fans come up to me and they're like, what are you wearing? Like, what is that? And so I had to explain, it's a jersey, it travels around with Padres fans. They were like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I said, yeah, so it was my turn to take it. I took it with me, and it's mixed reaction from other fans, but they just kind of don't understand, but we get it.
I was in Europe a couple times. I went to London 2 different times with 2 different people. It's been to Belgium. So the guy who had it in London actually met up with the guy in Belgium, and they like handed it off like in person. So that was really cool. Someone took it to the Warner Brothers lot in London. That's why it has this Harry Potter patch. It went to a My Little Pony convention in Las Vegas. What this project shows is that there's people not just in San Diego, but all over the world who are just as passionate as any other fandom.
The Gaslamp Ballers want Padres POV to take the jersey next. On any road trip this season, take it with you, let us know, we'll give it to you.
If you want the opportunity to take the traveling jersey, you can go to gaslampball.com. Now let's see what the Padres have in store for you, the fans, in the month of August. On Tuesday, August 15th, when the Phillies are in town, it's Italian Heritage Night. Be sure to purchase your special ticket package and receive a Friars Italian-themed hat. Then on Wednesday, August 16th against the Phillies, it's Way Back Wednesday. You can receive a Padres throwback-themed lid. And on Saturday, August 19th, when the Nationals are in town, the Padres celebrate Filipino Heritage Night. Come get your Padres Filipino-themed hat. Then on Sunday, August 20th versus the Nats, it's Jewish Community Day. You can come receive a cool Star of David themed hat. Friar Faithful, be sure not to miss any of your Padres home games. Still to come, find out what Austin Hedges likes to do when he's not playing ball. Plus, we take you through the best of the best from this past week in Padres baseball. Don't go away.
Popped up, foul ground, ranging over is Pirela by the seats, and he leads in! Pirela has got the baseball!
But first, let's test your knowledge with some Padres POV trivia. Which George Michael song is catcher Austin Hedges' walk-up song? Is it A, Careless Whisper, B, Freedom 90, or C, Faith? We'll tell you right after this. Welcome back to Padres POV, presented by Nissan. Before the break, we asked you which iconic George Michael song Austin Hedges uses as his walk-up song. If you answered A, Careless Whisper, you're correct. Hedges has walked up to Careless Whisper since the start of the 2017 season. You'll find out why later in the show. San Diego sports fans, be sure to check out Fox Sports San Diego's newest show, Inside San Diego Sports, airing every Tuesday night after Padres Live, the postgame show. Coming up this week on Inside San Diego Sports, it's an in-depth look at the soccer culture right here in San Diego. You won't want to miss it.
It's just great to be back here. I love the vibe of San Diego. The weather's perfect, soccer weather.
People want soccer here. You know, people want to support something.
San Diego's always had very competitive teams on in national levels, and obviously players playing on the international level. So I think it's a great soccer town.
You can see it growing. I'm excited to see how it expands even into next season, you know, as this thing continues to unfold. But they've done a tremendous job.
In case you missed it, you can always visit foxsportssandiego.com for all the latest videos and articles. Time now to take an exclusive look at the best from this past week in Padres baseball with your plays of the week. Check it out.
And a drive to deep left field for Margot. Back deep and gone. Home run. Popped up, foul ground, ranging over is Pirela by the seats, and he leads in! Pirela has got the baseball! Jose Pirela makes the catch and dives into the first row. Padres closer Brad Hand into the game. You can talk to the Hand.
And Brad Hand named the National League Reliever of the Month.
Drives this out towards deep right center field. Buxton going back to the track at the wall. It's gone. A 2-run home run for Austin Hedges. To right field, Renfroe coming in. It's sinking fast. Renfroe makes the sliding grab out in right field to end the inning and robs Miguel Sano of a base hit. Perella puts a charge into this, out to deep center field. That ball is gone! 2-run home run for Jose Perella. But here come the Padres. That'll get away. Mauer's going to try and score. Throw to the plate's going to be close, and Mauer will be out at the plate. The 1-2 pitch from Kirby Yates. He struck him out, and the Padres win.
You always gotta love watching these guys play. And still to come, catcher Austin Hedges tells us what is at the top of his bucket list. Stay with us.
It's been really, really inspirational to me. It calms me down. I think I need to get calmed down.
Welcome back to Padres POV presented by Nissan. We continue here off the historic South Coast Highway 101 at a beautiful beach spot. It's a great area to take a pit stop while on the road and enjoy all the views a San Diego road trip has to offer. Speaking of road trips, we pick up where we left off during our carpool to the ballpark with Padres catcher Austin Hedges. Check it out.
Who impresses you the most on this young team? I know you've played with quite a few of them in AAA last year, but just anyone that you've been like, wow, like day in and day out, that is a good baseball player.
From a veteran standpoint, I think Clayton Richard has stuck out the most to me. That guy comes to the field every single day, ready to play. He mentally prepares, like visualization, film studying, prepares his body, he eats right, he works out hard. His bullpens and everything he does is so disciplined. It's been really, really inspirational to me, and it's something that, you know, obviously he's a pitcher, but the type of preparation that he does, I'd like to apply to my game more. From a younger, up-and-coming guy's standpoint, I've really been impressed with Manny Margot. He comes to the field, he's got a smile on his face every single day. You know what you're going to get from Manny. He's a spark plug. You know, a lot of guys young in the game, like I feel like, you know, the pressure can get to them a lot. And it really hasn't seemed to get to him. Like, he goes in, and whether he's hitting leadoff, second, sometimes he hits sixth, like, it doesn't matter. He goes out and he plays center field. He's got a smile on his face. You know the Manny Margot you're going to get every single day. So that's been really impressive for me too.
What are the qualities in him that you think makes that happen?
I think he's just a good person. I think that's a lot to say about our whole team. I think we got a lot of really, really good dudes on this team, but him especially, I think, you know, that's a testament to his family and the way that he was raised. I know it wasn't always easy for him, but everything that he's been through to get to this point in his life is awesome. And you know, I really hope I can play with him for a long time.
So I have to ask, because I've literally had fans come up to me like, "Excuse me, Michelle, can you ask Austin Hedges why he walks up to Careless Whisper?" And I thought I got a little hint of the answer. Maybe someone in AAA told you to do it, but why, once and for all, can you settle this?
Okay, to settle this, I don't have to get this question myself. I feel like people are like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, all right, cool, like I'm gonna get a cool baseball question. Maybe no. It's a walk-up song. But last year in AAA, kind of our team theme music was saxophone songs. So they were kind of like new school, like EDM, saxophone drop, some old school stuff too. And so that kind of stuck. And Ryan Buchter, who, you know, he's not with us anymore. Rest in peace, Ryan. But he was like, "Hey man, like, you know," trying to give me ideas for a walk-up song. He's like, "You know, you're the sax man. Like, why not go with the original sax man song?" And that's George Michael.
Does it get you pumped up?
It does the opposite. It calms me down. I think I need to get calmed down. When I get ready to play, a lot of people, like I know Will Myers, he listens to like, it's almost like screamo music. Like it pumps him up. That's what he needs to get ready for the game. For me, I like a little bit more chill, calm music because sometimes I get a little bit too excited. So I think it does a good job for me to calm me down and just lock it into that bat.
What is your favorite thing to do on an off day?
Over the All-Star break, I went paddle boarding for the second time, and I thought it was really, really fun. I even took my dog out, like got like a light vest on him, and like he was like on the paddleboard with me. He was scared out of his mind. He ended up like jumping off and like running back to shore, but I thought that was really cool. I think Mission Bay here is awesome. Taking pontoon boat out on the bay too, and
That's cool.
I think just getting out on the water, enjoying this beautiful weather in this city. Any chance I can do that, I try and do that.
What is on Austin Hedges' bucket list?
I want to travel the world. Oddly enough, like I don't really have any like hobbies. Like I don't, even as a kid, like I just played sports. I like playing sports. I like watching sports. I like being active. So being a professional athlete, we can't really play other sports. So there's no pickup basketball or football or whatever, like things that like would be more fun to do in the off season and free time that we can't really do. So for me, I kind of decided, wow, we almost just died. Anyways, yeah, I want to travel. This off season, I have a Australia trip planned. I kind of just want to go everywhere, Europe, name it. I want to go everywhere in the world.
All right, so I always ask this question in POV. Tell us something that we cannot Google about you and find out. What is something that only people who know you well know?
I think that I'm really, really good at fantasy football.
You think you're good, or
No, I know I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I've been in the championship the last 2 years here. Won the championship last year, going for the back-to-back titles this year.
Okay.
So I want to put that out there that I take that very seriously, and I'm very proud of my fantasy football game.
Yeah, that's impressive. Well, hey, we made it safely.
We did. We survived.
Made it to the ballpark. Good luck tonight, and thank you so much for allowing us to carpool with you.
Yeah, thanks for joining me.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Padres POV. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you next week for an all-new episode when we get to know the voices behind your Padres radio broadcast team. From the historic South Coast Highway 101 right here in San Diego, I'm Michelle Margot. Cue the rollout.
This is my better side, actually.
Ooh, perfect.
Do you remember those? Yep.
You can talk to the hand.
Am I going the right way? Okay, so don't go to Tijuana. Yeah. Okay.